It's really early in the morning here at Princess Juliana International Airport on the island of St. Martin in the Caribbean. And I have to confess something. I almost ran out of fuel, so I'm here getting a refuel. And my wife would be shaking her head right now because I'm always calling her to bail me out of running out of fuel in our van back at home in Halifax, Canada. And I always do the Kramer from Seinfeld thing. One more exit, and anyway, enough said. I'm here getting some more fuel into our Boeing 737, and we'll be taking off soon. And I guess I'll check in with you again on our final approach, our descent into Grantley Adams International Airport on the gorgeous island of Barbados. So we'll see you in a sec. Yeah, Barbados. My love affair with this island started in the early 2000s when I was playing guitar for Nick Van Eed of the British supergroup Cutting Crew. He is from the UK and he spent a lot of time in Barbados. And he came down here because he was invited by a band that he met there called KITE. And they are a duo. JJ Poulter, who was originally from England, and Brian Marshall, who was born and bred in Barbados, and they invited him to do a pop festival. So I was playing guitar for Nick. Nick had taken the band Mir that I was in under his wing and had helped us with development and songwriting and production. And so naturally I went down because he flew the band down to play this festival. We met Brian and JJ, formed great friendships, and I just fell in love with the island. And I'm really excited to share the music of KITE. This is an award-winning band. You've probably heard them in Hollywood trailers and North American television shows. Anyway, we're going to have some adventures, and we're going to play a song that I had co-produced and co-arranged with them last year from their latest recording efforts. But let me tell you a little bit about Barbados. So it's an island in the Lesser Antilles, which is the island chain that sort of curves around and terminates just above the coast of South America. The western coast is beautiful, calm waters, crystal clear, aquamarine, snorkeling, swimming, just, you know, palm trees, just beautiful white sands. And the other coast is more rugged. There's great surfing there, and the north coast is really epic. Beautiful cliffs, and there's a photo opportunity everywhere you go. It's incredibly colorful, both literally and figuratively. The people are great. There's a lot of these houses called chattel houses, and they're the traditional Bajan houses. They're multicolored. They sort of dot the landscape. The winding roads travel from town to town. It's very clean, very safe. It is really an island that when you set foot on it, you almost instantly fall in love with it. And it's also a destination for a lot of the world's rich and famous. And also cricket. Cricket is a big thing. And same as the country that I was born in, Sri Lanka, is also a big cricket nation. Our first stop, though, is something that you might not know about. And it's a place where the guys in KITE were arranged for us to get some royal treatment on one of the most probably quintessential British aviation gems. And you're about to see that. So I'll sign off now, and we'll land, and then I will check in with you when we get to Bridgetown, Barbados. See you in a sec. So here we are at the Barbados Concorde Experience, just near the airport. And we're going to go inside to this hangar here. We're going to see one of the last remaining Concordes that you can actually board. Super excited, so let's get to it.
This is an airplane that needs no introduction. The Concorde, the queen of the skies, the most beautiful marriage of design and technology that was the pinnacle of aviation ingenuity, if you ask me. Way ahead of its time and grounded far too soon, this aerial limousine of so many famous rock gods and silver screen stars was fit for the queen. The British Aerospace and Aerospatiale Concorde. This fantastic collaboration between France and England, that's even better than a croissant with marmalade, allowed you to experience the supersonic flight at over Mach 2. That's a cruising speed of 2,180 kilometers per hour, over twice the speed of sound. She was powered by two Rolls-Royce Snecma Olympus 593 engines, generating over 38,000 foot-pounds of thrust each. And she would eat up a whole 2 tons of Jet A1 fuel just taxiing to the runway. But something this beautiful should be allowed to enjoy copious amounts of whatever it desires. So if you're ever in Barbados, please visit this museum. It's a fantastic experience. I asked 2 of the museum's wonderful tour guides, Shakila and Pearl, for some thoughts on the Barbados Concorde experience.
You do get to go on board the Concorde and you watch a short video where the visitors would have an experience of what passengers would feel if you flew on board the Concorde.
We really do try to take very good care of it. She's actually one of the best Concordes you will see to date. She's also in the most flight-ready condition of all Concordes as well. So basically we can say we have the best Concorde in the world to date.
I think that each visitor who visits the island of Barbados should come to the Barbados Concorde experience because it is an experience that you will never forget.
So one of the celebrities who would have come to Barbados as well, frequently on Concorde and on Alpha Echo, which is the Concorde that came here, was Elton John. Oh, Sir Elton John, I should say.
Yes, Sir Elton John traveled many times in this very plane. You can almost see the red tail lights heading for Spain. And as I took in Alpha Echo's gorgeous presence, I could almost hear the echoes of lost days of luxury airline travel, where fit and finish were of utmost importance. Yes, you probably had to wear your best suit to travel on this beauty. You might have sat alongside a superstar. The list goes on. Mick Jagger, Joan Collins, Robert Redford, Luciano Pavarotti, Sean Connery, Elizabeth Taylor, Annie Lennox, Rod Stewart, they were all regular passengers. And Phil Collins even made rock and roll history using Concorde's ability to cross the Atlantic in 2 hours to be able to play a Live Aid concert in 1985 and then make it to Philadelphia the same day to drum for Eric Clapton before the television special was over. And closer to home, my friends in the band KITE have their own special connection to the Concorde, which was a big part of Bajan culture.
Yeah, so this is the world's fastest and loudest alarm clock. You know, we used to set our watches to this on Saturday mornings. Me, my brother, and my sister, we'd run outside because you can actually feel this plane coming before you could see it, you know. And the tremors, the whole house would be shaking, and it was just so much fun, very exciting, you know. Me and my brother and my sister, we'd run outside and, you know, everybody looking up to the skies just to see it pass. And many years later, I actually saw it on its last trip out of Barbados. I took my son to see it. So it's part of Bajan culture in a way too, you know, so yeah.
It really is incredible that this magnificent aircraft is just a couple of minutes walk away from the international terminal. And we got to experience it in a very special way thanks to Hester and her team at the Barbados Concorde Experience. We were actually allowed onto the flight deck.
Well, my relationship with Concorde started when I was 6 years old, and it was the Queen's Silver Jubilee. Queen Elizabeth II flew down to Barbados on Concorde in 1977, and I remember everybody in Barbados went out into their gardens and looked up because they knew something special was happening. And of course we saw this strange aircraft fly, sounding and looking like no other aircraft, and it made a huge impression on me. And we used to go to the airport, myself and my father, and watch the plane, you know, land and take off. And then my first permanent job was actually at the airport as a passenger agent, and I got to handle Concorde every Saturday morning that it used to come in during the winter months, and that was really special because it was unlike any other plane that we handled. It looked different, sounded different. It just looked like this thing of beauty, this work of art, and made every other aircraft there look quite ordinary.
Even these look like they're from an EMI mixing console.
I know, they probably came from the same factory.
The same factory. The dial for the auto standby follows each engine.
Yeah,
Probably bought them from the same factory.
they probably did.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, all these switches.
The similarities between 60s analog mixing consoles and this is uncanny.
Yeah, well, they needed switches and they needed fuses and stuff, and I guess why not?
But alas, the Concorde's cockpit is a bit too cramped for 2 guitars and 3 musicians, so we were off to find another place to perform KITE's new single that I helped produce and arrange last year. But not before a stop at Pug's, a wonderful, authentic Bajan food hut just across from the airport, where the only thing better than the grilled chicken and the Banks beer were the amazing prices. It's a worthwhile stop for sure. So onward we went, on a short drive through the warm Caribbean winds, on a road that loops around the 090 end of the main runway, to find the Barbados Light Aeroplane Club. The club is also the home of the Flight Training Institute. If you're thinking of training for your pilot's license, I can't think of a better place. Founded in 1951, the club boasts an average of 352 flying days a year because of the island's amazing weather. The club also offers an amazing experience of scenic flights around the island. I got the chance to speak with Chairman Jeffrey Griffith about the club.
What would be some of the connections between this place being such a wonderful place to visit and actually training here?
Well, it's the weather,
Yeah.
and we have a great airport. We have a runway of 11,000 feet. That's international standard.
Yeah.
It's a great connection between the other islands. So it's very active,
Right.
and the weather is superb.
Is it an advantage to be around the larger airliners to deal with that traffic on a day-to-day basis?
Of course, that prepares the young pilots for their more advanced training. They get to mix with the commercial spacing and so on.
Yes.
Also, it gives the air traffic controllers an opportunity to work with students
Right.
and commercial operations.
Right, that's important, yeah.
Very important.
Yeah, for both sides
For
of
both
the fight.
sides,
Yeah.
correct.
And of course, after all the stuff that Barbados brings outside of flying is also wonderful. I can't think of a better place to learn how to fly.
Well, that's a good story too.
Yeah.
It's after flying.
Yeah.
So this is a great place to start flying.
Well, anyway, thank you very much, Jeffrey, for having me.
It's a pleasure.
And it's been really, really great time being here.
It's a great pleasure to have you here.
Thanks so much.
Well, the pleasure was ours for sure, because the great crew here allowed us on board one of General Aviation's stalwart warriors, the Beechcraft King Air. A Beechcraft King Air B200 to be exact. This formidable aircraft is a twin-engine turboprop aircraft born in the same year as myself, 1972. It boasts the longest production run of any civilian aircraft in its class, with over 3,800 built over the years. So it was time to board this $8 million darling and test out the acoustics with the boys from KITE in its luxurious cabin.
It's very comfortable.
I'd like to say this is the KITE private jet.
We could, but it won't be true.
Yeah, we just lease it occasionally.
Yes. Well, I think this is the kind of the land of private jets. I mean, there's a lot of celebrities and
Yes.
just well-to-do that come and house themselves on this island, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You almost know what time of year it is or what occasion's happening. And at Christmas time, you see an unusual number of private jets to the airport.
I find that the Bajan people they're so welcoming that you don't see that in some countries. You see this disparity between the super resorts and then the locals, but it's sort of all intermingled. And
No, I think obviously there's different levels to everything, but I think that Bajans, they don't go Hollywood on people, which I think is why so many celebrities actually like to come here, because they're just treated as normal human beings, and I think they miss that
Right.
at home. So when they come here, they can just walk into a rum shop and start up a conversation, and they can just talk normally with people.
Yeah.
And I think Barbados has never lost that charm.
yeah,
And I think that's what people really do love about the island. And socially, in clubs where bands play and so forth, you'll have all different kinds of people mixing. You'll have visitors and locals, all kinds of stuff. And that's always been a feature of the nightclub and live entertainment scene. So that's always regarded as completely normal. This huge mixing of visitors and locals and everything. So
that's great. And Brian, what do you think that vibe that I'm feeling when I'm here is due to something?
Yeah, but that's like a Bajan culture thing, It's like, I noticed it the other day when we were like standing in the bank, and people walk in, they say good afternoon or good evening to a whole crowd of people in the bank, and it's actually seemed to be quite impolite to like not say good afternoon or good day to everyone in the bank as you're walking through. So we still have that. I think that's amazing,
Yeah.
And you still see it like when we're driving through like the countryside and things like that. People are waving, total strangers.
I noticed
I mean,
that,
that is such
yeah.
a nice thing,
That's fantastic. I think that in your music, there's a welcoming nature to the way you write. The simplicity of the guitar lines that in Firefly, I mean, can you play the riff there? What key do you play that in?
Barbarian.
Yeah. What's that? The E minor, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that is just, you could play that forever. You really could just play that forever. I find that also in Tell Me, that there's a nice rolling chord vibe, is a welcoming sound. Do you think that comes from that kind of thinking, that laid back, we want to make you feel at home in the song?
We were trying to make it with Norwegian death metal, but we found it to get a little bit more marketable. We decided to stick with what we know.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I don't even care who's right or who's wrong. 'Cause all I need to know are you gonna hear, gonna be gone. I'm not ready to give in, so ready to give up. Something's gotta give, and you're looking kinda lost. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me what you're waiting for. I don't even know anymore. Tell me, come on. Looking kinda lost. Tell me, come on. 'Cause everybody's waiting on you. Tell me, are you gonna come on through? Tell me, come on. See the problem doing what you like, 'cause you don't know when you're wrong or right. Now there's trouble in paradise, and you're running out of time. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me what you're waiting for. 'Cause I don't even know anymore. Tell me, come on. Looking kinda lost. Tell me, come on. 'Cause everybody's waiting on you. So tell me, are you gonna come on through? Tell me, come on. Show me what you got, ready are you now? There is no need to be lonely, stuck here and stuck in your ways. But can't you see this thing is rolling, waiting for your mind to change? So are you staying, are you coming? 'Cause when this thing is gone, there's no turning back. So tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me what you're waiting for. 'Cause I don't even know anymore. Tell me, come on. Tell me, come on. 'Cause everybody's waiting on you. So tell me, are you gonna come on through? Tell me, come on. Show me what you got, ready are you now? Tell me, tell me, tell me, because we're leaving tonight. Tell me, come on, 'cause you won't ever be denied. Tell me, tell me, tell me, 'cause you're a meteorite. Tell me, come on, 'cause you won't ever see the light. Show me what you got, ready are you now?
Woohoo! In flight. Ooh.